Mr. Bones is very strong. Mr. Bones is never wrong. Mr. Bones, he has no nose. Mr. Bones, he has no clothes. Mr. Bones, he has no nose. Mr. Bones, he has no clothes. Mr. Bones, he has no hair. Mr. Bones, he doesn't care. Mr. Bones is William Bones. That is why he's Mr. Bones. Mr. Bones, he's made of bones. That is why he's Mr. Bones. Mr. Bones is very strong. Mr. Bones is never wrong. Mr. Bones, he has no nose. Mr. Bones, he has no clothes. Mr. Bones, he has no hair. Mr. Bones, he doesn't care. Mr. Bones is made of bones. That is why he's Mr. Bones. Mr. Bones is very strong. Mr. Bones is never wrong.
Got the flags on the tall, we are already packed. The family's decked out in garnet and black. Got the meat on the menu, I smoke it real slow. Been on it since Thursday, now it's ready to go. These are the days we are blessed with, just a few times a year. So forever to thee, Carolina is here. From the swamps and the PD to up where the mountains yawn, celebrating these game days because they don't last that long. Yes, and they'll be gone. The gathering started, the drinking a meal. The sons and the daddies are tossing the pill. These are the days we are blessed with, just a few times a year. So forever to thee, Carolina is here. From the swamps in the feed up where them mountains yawn, celebrating these game days because they don't last that long. Yeah, soon they'll be gone. It's Mad Dog and JC, you already know. So come on, let's go. It's the Carolina Football Tailgate Show. Tailgate Show.
And we talked a few years ago about understanding the sacrifices that people make to watch you guys play. That was a long-ass walk up that ramp, right? I got this letter a couple weeks ago. Coach Beamer, when my husband Richard and I were going to retire from 30 years of teaching in the year 2000, we planned to do two things: travel and go to all the South Carolina football games, home and away. We were able to do those things until February 22nd, 2025, when my soulmate, Richard, passed away unexpectedly. It will be too hard to walk into Williams-Brice Stadium without him. However, even though we won't be in section 302, turn around. We won't be in section 302, row 1, seat 17 and 18. I will be cheering from home, and he from heaven. I wish you and all the fine young men on this year's team all the very best that life has to offer you. Forever to thee, Nalita DuBose. Like, if that doesn't put things in perspective, guys, something's wrong with you.
It puts it all into perspective, JC, doesn't it?
Oh, gosh. I'm chopping onions, man.
I know, man. I know. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Tough one.
Well,
But that's all right.
Usually we like to keep the tailgate show light.
Right. Yeah.
But I saw that this morning. Great job by Gamecocks Plus putting that together. And I felt like right here, the first game of the season, many of you listening live, many of you are going to listen on your way to Williams-Brice. You don't put the tailgate show up on the podcast because it's usually we're right before kickoff. Nobody's going to listen to it anyway. But with an early tailgate show and then tonight, night game, figured some of you would like to listen on the way to Williams-Brice Stadium. But definitely first home game of the year, puts it in perspective. Great timing on it. Beamer's done that before with his teams, taking them up to that upper deck, making them walk up the ramp, which we all have done in our lives. Hopefully all of it. I mean, it builds character. Hopefully everybody's done that.
That's right.
Those ramps, man.
Yeah, man.
Especially like west upper, like you think you're there and you're not. It's like it's crazy. But I thought that was relevant, because everybody. It's like the song says, everybody's blessed to get to not just go see a football game. Football games are great. College football games are great. We all love the Gamecocks and love to talk about the team, and we will. But that's why I'm down for forever with it, because of family and friends and good times. I think that does put a lot of things in perspective. And I can't tell you that when I retire and Phil retires and Dino retires and Nat retires, and I can't say that we won't be making some road trips, buddy.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, we'll get us what Hey, I'm loving the way your mom's doing it, man. Let's go get us an RV.
Yeah,
we'll just roll around and kind of tootle around.
You'd have to drive. You'd have to drive that bad boy. Phil's pretty good at doing driving anyway. So
yeah, I could drive.
I don't think I could back that joker out. Anyway, welcome inside the Gamecocks, the tailgate show. South Carolina State, 7 p.m. kickoff tonight. Williams-Brice Stadium, under the lights, home opener. Gosh, just the more I think about it, Phil, the more I'm kind of excited about. Oh, by the way, remember we talked about the Marching 101
yes,
when we had Terrence on. They are going to be there and
good.
According to the X account from the Carolina band, so they're going to be there. Just a good move for the state. The more I think about it, the more when you consider the money angle and everything else, everybody needs to support the Gamecocks continuing to play games like this. I'd rather play a team like this, obviously, than Appalachian State. And I wrote this morning on thebigspur.com. That's a VIP article I wrote this morning. So go join if you'd like to read it. But I did mention that, like, when the schedule originally came out, App State was the opponent. And like in 2021, you're looking at it going Virginia Tech, App State, Coastal Carolina, and Clemson. Who did this? You're like, wow.
Who's to blame?
Coastal was really good at the time, and you're like, man, that's going to be a beast. You turn around and have to play App State in 6 days, but they moved that one back to 2027 and slid South Carolina State in there. And I like this, and growing up in the upstate, Phil, there were a lot of years Clemson opened with Furman, and Clemson usually, of course, beat the snot out of them. Furman was actually really good, but they kind of embraced it, the Greenville to Clemson deal and all that. And, it was still, it just added a little bit more excitement than playing Eastern Illinois.
Right.
Because of the familiarity and the fans, and everybody knows somebody that pulls for one of the FCS schools in our state. Everybody knows, I knew a bunch of Furman and Wofford fans, and they usually pull for Clemson or Carolina as well. You know,
Mhm.
that's it. Kind of depends on where you're at. But and a lot of South Carolina State fans like Tuck pull for the Gamecocks. You know, it's a different level of football, but just a great opportunity, I think, for the state of South Carolina for the reasons Shane Beamer mentioned in the opener there. It's just special, and it's something you have to cherish. I mean, shoot, when we started doing the tailgate show last year, kind of the theme of it is enjoy it, enjoy the days because it goes quick. And sure enough, we blinked and we're watching the Citrus Bowl.
Yeah, right. I know.
We wait all year for it, and we blinked. This was actually a short week because Carolina played on Sunday, but it's going by quick, and before you know it, next week will be here, and away we go.
Mhm.
And we'll get to talk about all of that good stuff. But the Gamecocks and Bulldogs are playing. Nana Sports chat box is wide open. Harrison mentions the head man. Shane Beamer just gets it, man. Dang proud he's our coach. I am too, man. And I've known Beamer for a long time, since he was an assistant here back in the day. And what you see is what you get. And people say that about him all the time, but he's an authentic individual. And he does get it, and he understands things about how to communicate with young people these days.
Yeah.
I mean, and I thought about this morning when I was watching him deliver that. Vakari Swain. Most of the time, Vakari Swain ran into an unfortunate academic thing and had to be suspended. Most kids, a lot of kids nowadays, especially highly recruited ones that could easily walk in someplace else, at some schools, one call to the admissions to an academic end, and you're like, oh yeah, we can just get you in here. We don't care what happened at the University of South Carolina.
Right.
Instead, Vakari, my understanding was he wasn't even taking classes at Carolina. He just stuck around, stuck with it, kept himself in shape. And according to Joe D. Camillus in his press conference, came back a different person. But he stuck with it. And you don't get that kind of buy-in to a program because these players have tons of options and tons of places they can go make money. Things like that. I mean, heck, now there's always the question of your admissions department. The University of Georgia sometimes has hang-ups with that. But, I mean, you can't tell if Georgia could have gotten him in. Georgia wouldn't have taken him. Kirby Smart wouldn't have taken him. He's from Carrollton.
Right.
He's from where Muschamp's wife is from, Carrollton, Georgia. I mean, he's, but that's an example of when you have a head coach that gets it and believes, and all the X's and O's aside, that's a different discussion about everything, and people are going to have their opinions about it. But when you have a chance in today's college football world, because your guys buy in, they understand the concept of team. You recruit guys that buy into that, and that leads to winning. I mean, look at the difference between, and Florida State's like the poster child of all this. The difference between Florida State last year and this year, even with a guy like Thomas Castellanos, who's a me guy leading their team.
Right.
Look at the buy-in compared to Alabama's, happy band of 5 stars and a quarterback that probably, the more I think, I don't know. Watch Ty Simpson go win the Heisman. It's too early to make declarative statements like that. And frankly, I know nobody wants to hear me say this. Another program that has that kind of buy-in is Clemson, and they have. Yeah. You want to know what a kind of a secret sauce is to their success besides the obvious, like they're in the ACC, and so they have chances to, get going and all that. They recruit well. They have, all the things about Clemson. Dabo's always preached stuff like this, and people, frankly, just like they do with Shane Beamer, they laughed at him.
Yeah.
And who was laughing in 2018 when they walked off the field in the Bay Area, or in 2016? So just a cautionary tale there. Sometimes these guys that think out of the box, they're doing so they can reach their players. And I think Beamer gets that tremendously. And I couldn't be more happy for the success he's had. He's now 30-22, fastest coach in history to 30 wins. If Steve Spurrier had not lost to Georgia in 2009, and I remember that game because Carolina scored 7 points in the opener and 37 in Athens the next weekend. And Garcia led a great drive at the end. Just petered out around the 10. Georgia stopped them. That happens. That was 41-37. That was the first in a string. Like Georgia, South Carolina, Phil, was like 14-7, 16-10.
Yeah.
Like the 04 game was high scoring at 20-16.
Right.
And 16-12. And then all of a sudden, especially when the game was in Athens, and really Columbia too, they started scoring 41-37 in 09. It reverted in 2010 in the Lattimore game, 17-6. And then 2011, 45-42, 2012, 35-7, 2013, 41-30, 2014, 38-35. And I don't know why those teams, because they played kind of at the same spot in the schedule, I mean, I don't know why. And both had good defenses during that time at times. I don't know why they all of a sudden, all right, well, we're just going to start scoring a bunch of points. But that shows you kind of week 1 to week 2 how things can kind of change and things like that. So I got to be careful with some of my definitive statements. But the culture matters, and that's an example of that. And certainly, I just want to wish everybody going to Williams-Brice Stadium a good time tonight, and hopefully you cherish it and spend time with family and friends, because that is what it's all about. Harrison points out again, Gamecock football is family. Some of my most cherished memories of life are watching Gamecock football with family. My favorite for me has got to be when me and my dad went to the Clemson game. Yeah, I went with my dad. My dad passed away in 1995, but that I always tell the story. I was at the Orange Bowl when Carolina played Miami, the old stadium in '87. Jimmy Johnson's really good team. That team won a national championship. Carolina gave them everything they wanted. Lost 20-16. There was a fight at the end. They vowed never to play Miami again. Lo and behold, they're playing Miami to open next season as of now. So, but never forget.
Still on the schedule.
I mean, that's why I'm a Gamecock fan. I don't. Had Dad decided growing up in Spartanburg he's going to pull for Clemson, I'd probably pull for Clemson. I was a kid. You can't hold that against me.
Right.
My mom's family were big Carolina boosters. Like my grandfather on her side, they're from Myrtle Beach. He graduated Carolina in the 50s, and her brothers all. And he was a full scholarship donor from 1950 to around 2010. Well, I mean, he obviously. I'm sorry, the motel that they ran, Sea Mist Resort that he started down there, gave that scholarship. He passed away when my mom was 12. I never met him, but so that side was all Carolina. Gamecock Club, whatever. My dad's side, most of them. My grandfather loved pro ball, Phil. That dude loved NFL football. I mean, pro ball. He would go over there. I'd have to read up on pro ball to go talk with him. He'd be like, "Oh, he liked his thing." He watched college, but I think it's because he's a pretty religious man, and I think on Sundays that's what he did. He rested. I think Saturdays, my great grandmother lived until 2000. Those would be 96 as his mom. And so she had some land, and he would go over to Boundary Drive in Spartanburg, South Carolina, near Ike's. Everybody knows where that is. Ike's, right. Don't you? Mm-hmm. Right down the road from Ike's. And she had a little greenhouse and some land, and he would go fix her garden and make sure she was okay. So I think he did that on Saturdays, and then Sundays he would sit there and watch pro football. They absolutely loved it. And so they were kind of, my aunt's kids, my aunt married a Clemson fan, my dad's sister. And so it's like Clemson. Then one of her 4 boys went to Carolina, and then I think my uncles on the Sherbert side, I think they're Carolina people too. But anyway, that's nobody wants to log on to hear my life story this morning, but thought that was relevant to get to that. So, and Harrison's first road game was at Clemson last year. You picked a good one to go to.
Yeah, no doubt.
So Cam chimes in with some football talk. Would love to see against four different receivers get a catch today, not tight ends, receivers. Yeah, I don't know. You never know how it's going to work out. I think in theory that's good. I'd like to see 4 or 5 backs get carries today too, Cam. I like the stats. Steven mentions with the SEC going to 9 games, I hope they can keep this in-state game with the smaller schools. I actually think, Steven, this is going to make this more likely. Because what you're looking to cut, because you have Clemson, that's not going anywhere. And then you're probably going to schedule a G5 and a FCS.
Right.
Moving forward. And the G5s are very expensive. And the FCSs from out of state are pretty expensive too. But in state, I think I heard South Carolina State's getting $500,000 for coming, Phil.
Which, I mean, that's a ton of money for them, you know. I
Sure.
mean, and it's a discount for you.
And
So,
so your game day expenses, just simple math, revenue minus expense is profit. And so you're going to make more profit. More
yeah,
profit.
just hop on the bus and head on up the road. I like it because it just you get to showcase. You know, we've mentioned it throughout the week, but I mean, there's players at the smaller schools who always dreamed about playing in these big stadiums and for these other teams, and this might be their only opportunity is to play against them. But still, it's all home, right? I mean, like a majority of the crowd, the vast majority of the crowd will not just be Carolina fans in the stands today, but will be almost exclusively all South Carolinians.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, it's like that, and you don't get those opportunities, and obviously we get one at the end of every year, but it's important to be able to offer the availability of the stadium for other schools to play. And if you're going to end up having to pay for it, might as well pay somebody who's in your own state. Keep the money local. Keep let these guys have their opportunities in these giant stadiums that they've always dreamed about playing in, and let them go out there and be able to make those plays.
Yeah, I mentioned the Marching 101 too. I mean, those are college students.
Right?
Most of them are from the state of South Carolina. It's a great chance for them to go play on the big stage. And we have to keep in mind, back taking football out of it. And from a football standpoint, the only thing I would do is I would not play anybody that's going to be a triple option team. I don't know if you can. I may just be being militant about that because I don't know if you got a game scheduled and a team switches to triple option in the offseason, which some of these little schools do. How are you going to back out of it? I don't know. They schedule things too dang far in advance. But fundamentally, backing football out of it, these are state-supported schools. University of South Carolina is a state-funded institution. It exists, as all of them do. So now we don't need to debate that here, to benefit and enrich the lives of people in the state. That's why you get state funding. So even though it's a football game and it's different institutions, I think that having the Marching 101 and playing SC State, which I believe is the only public FCS left now that Coastal is not FCS, that plays football for right now. Yeah, the rest of them are private.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Oh no, Citadel. I'm sorry, I forgot Citadel was a public school.
Yep,
that's right. Citadel is public. So Citadel, I mean, that aligns with the mission, right?
CSU, are they?
No, they're private. They were private? used to be called the Baptist College of Charleston.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Now College of Knowledge, which does not have football, is. Yeah. And I don't know. Do Cougar fans hate College of Knowledge, or is it fine to say that? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I'm not. I mean, I love the College of Charleston. So anyway.
College of Knowledge.
College of Knowledge. Tommy didn't know there was a show on this morning until I saw it on X. Nice. Yeah. Tailgate show. Probably going to start. We got a lot of later kickoffs this year, Phil. Last year there was a ton of noon. But we'll probably kind of try to keep it around the same time in the morning, get your morning off right, send you on to game day and games and all that good stuff because, and then the podcast crew, if you're going to the game or waiting for you can catch it during the day too. We rarely put these up on podcasts last year just because it's senseless. By the time it gets up, it's kickoff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
you're walking in.
Gamecock Ryan's chiming in, hoping for a big game for both sides of the ball. The next 3 games set up well. The team gets a little better each week. Hopefully so. Cam mentioned a freshman quarterback over at Dillon. I need to look into him, but I'm hearing good things. Cam said he's 14 years old. Good arm. Alabama, Harrison says, doesn't play to make his ass quit anymore. Nah, other teams play them to do that, it seems. So
yeah, right.
Harrison mentions he hopes the Georgia game's back on the schedule permanently next year. I'm thinking it probably will be.
It'll be a miscarriage if it does not.
Yeah. Steven says his parents in the 80s helped his aunt and uncle run a concession stand at Willie B. So I got to go to the games for free. My favorite game was when they played Notre Dame and President Ford spoke at the half. Nice. Matt says he likes Julian Walker tweeting Gamecock stuff yesterday. Hopefully he's still open to a flip. There's still conversation. blah, blah, blah. And Bink said, I was 5-0 in games I attended until 2019 UNC. I followed that with the Alabama loss. I had a winning streak going against Clemson at Death Valley in the I'm sorry, I called it Death Valley, Memorial Stadium. When in the 90s. And then the one game, your wife was with us. It was the Stephanie sorry doesn't put the delicious roast beef barbecue sauce on a roast beef sandwich at Hardee's that Skipper did. It was first game I went to with Dina actually, and it was one was 2-8, one was 1-9, and Carolina scored first. It was a competitive game. Tigers won, but that was and then I went back 2 years later and saw the push off, and we go from there. But Steven says Willie Jeffries is one of his all-time favorite coaches, South Carolina State legend. So we're getting to the uniform report. I believe it's going to be the black garnet, but we'll officially address that after our uniform song, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Cam, as we close out the Nana Sports chat box, is Surratt scheduled to start today? Probably. I would think. I just know he's healthy and going to play. If he doesn't start this week, if he gets out there and things go well, it's probably going to start next week. So we'll see sort of what happens.
Yeah, let's I almost want to hit a break. Don't really have that option right now though, JC. So why don't we fire up one of our songs here?
Okay. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
I just got a text.
That needs to have some sort of addressing done to it. But I'll have to figure out how to make whatever it is we're being.
Yeah, we'll fix it. We can't fix it, right? We can't do anything about it. Right
yeah, there's nothing we can do.
We got a
right
show
now.
to do. I'm sorry, but
no, you're okay. But
this is not on us. But we will fix it. We will fix it though. I don't know how we're going to fix it on YouTube. Just to be honest, unless we can edit it out.
I can do that. Yeah.
Anyway, right.
Yeah,
so now that those of you have like 150 people have tuned out.
Yeah, that's right. Now, sorry.
Apparently we need to remove the video from the beginning because it wasn't supposed to be out. So I don't know. Gosh. Anyway, so Jeff goes 100-0 La Heisman. Let's go. So anyway, all right. So got a long day today of getting ready. Probably going to have to head to Costco, which is going to be a complete disaster.
Oh goodness!
But while at Costco, we're going to pick up some tasty morsels. We have Chef Will Turner on with a great recipe every Inside the Gamecocks, the preview show on Fridays, and he had bison meatball lollipops yesterday. That's a barbecue shrimp for the Virginia Tech game, and so he's kind of. We give a little ode to him here, and we ask the Gamecock Nation, what's on the menu? I want to hear it. Chat box, X, wherever. Let us know what you're going to be eating today. So what's on the menu?
What's on the menu? The game is soon. We may do a breakfast casserole if the Cocks kick off at noon. If you are traveling or at the bar or at the stadium eating out your car, we'd like to know, what do you have looming? What's on the menu? What you got cooking?
All right, what's on the menu? I'll tell you what, I'm getting a bit hungry myself, JC. I haven't eaten breakfast yet, but
Gotta send the wife to Hardee's, man. Or is that just special when I'm there?
That's right. No, it could be. Yeah.
All
No,
right.
generally, when you're, when it's not you, they'll go somewhere else. I don't know. Like they like McDonald's breakfast, which is interesting because
It's not bad.
It's not bad. I'm a McMuffin guy. I like the
Mm.
sausage McMuffin. That's where I go. I don't. I now biscuits at McDonald's are.
No.
I mean, no. That's just a big no.
How about no?
How about no? Yeah, but I don't know what I think. Because my wife's actually, I don't even want to get into that. But they're going to see something up in Spartanburg tonight, so she's not going to be at home for watching the game. My eldest is at work, so it's just me and the little one. So just Allie and Dad hanging around. So I think we're going to probably order some chicken wings, make it nice and simple. The little chicken wings, drink some sodas and stay up late.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, so I deleted the tweet. I mean,
Yeah, I got rid of the one that was
the only thing I've said about Carolina football on my personal Twitter account the whole year, but that's fine. I mean, Jesus Christ. But anyway, so it's done. Yeah, I like the McGriddle, the sausage. I can't eat more than one of them, but they're delicious. Nana Sports chat box chiming in. What's on the menu today? Evan's having beer and fried chicken. Not a bad combo, my friend. Not a bad combo. Except one time, 99 East Carolina game, Phil. Two of our friends were with us. I had Church's Chicken and Old Milwaukee. Never again, my friend.
No,
I mean, bro, that was 26 years ago when I was younger and fitter, and it just tore me up. So no, not that, but Zestos and bourbon. The llama. We have a llama sighting. Elder Llama, Zestos, and bourbon. That is choice.
nice.
Really good. Bink, vodka, and blueberry lemonade. He's just going to raw dog it. No food.
Just doing it. Yeah, that's right.
Harrison's got a Bojangles tailgate box. Those are delicious. Listen to this from Cam. Cam's got it. Jalapeno popper pigs in a blanket. I think, that's a little, you're combining some apps there, a little bit of taste. I think Chef Will Turner's wearing off on some of our audience a little bit. Cam always has good stuff to eat, though.
I was going to say Cam might be like in the running for the first one to do one of these, one of our Chef Will.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Menu items. Yeah.
I'm actually with you. The Queen of the Cock says that song sounds like it should be on Reba. Yeah, we changed it up. I wasn't too thrilled with the one last year. And we wanted some
that
more
little Kenny G feel at the end there with that little soprano sax going on.
Yeah,
that was nice.
We wanted some ladies' voices on here, and it sounds just like Reba, a sad Reba song, a reflective song. Bink adds that the chicken McGriddle is actually good. Harrison likes the cinnamon melt they had back in the day. And Bryce is going to home team barbecue with his sister and brother-in-law. They're both Carolina alums and played in the marching band from 2010 to 15. He said, my first game was 2012 Georgia. Good Lord, what a game to go to, Bryce.
Welcome
Gamecock fans for life. Bink is going to do burgers and dogs along with his drinking. Jeff says his cat's insane. Whatever.
I know how that goes.
Tiffany says, what's up, fellas? What's up, Tiffany? Hope you're doing well this fine game day. So yeah, that's good. So somebody asked early about Tyler. What are we looking for this game the most? Offensive line improvement. Yeah, I mean, what I'm looking for more so than, look, State has big athletic O linemen. If you lose a one-on-one, just don't lose a bunch of them. But it's the mental part, like John Strickland talked about, like John, get the assignments right. Because I'll tell you this, you're not be able to, if Carolina goes out here and wins by 15, 5, 4, 40, 60, 70, it's not going to tell you anything about how the team is going to match up against the SEC. Yeah. You can't tell much about that because you're playing a lower level team. What you can tell, though, is who's doing their daggum assignments right. Because assignments, it doesn't matter who you're playing. You either get them or you don't. And, hey, man, sometimes, though, when the play works, even if the assignments are wrong, all of us can't tell. So you have to look closely. So that's what I'm kind of looking for. Is like, I want to hear, I want to go back and look after I watch it a second time and see, are there guys running free in open space because somebody stepped the wrong way, that kind of thing. And the same on defense, the defense had a great game that as far as holding Virginia Tech out of the end zone, but there were some busts. There were some busts for sure. So this team, South Carolina State's going to present some challenges schematically. It's a 2-quarterback system and a tempo offense that threw 51 passes last week and a scat back. You could see a world where this would be like, oh, wait a minute,
tread lightly.
But that's what I'm looking for, is just a clean foot, clean it up. That's been my theme all week. Just clean it up. And look, Carolina between game 1 and game 2 last year definitely did. And so we'll hopefully the Gamecocks get out and do that. And then, you want that improvement to show, and then you build on that for Vanderbilt next week. So
Right.
we'll see. So, by the way, Vandy's fans, all 6 of them on 24/7 Sports.
They're upset.
No, they're extremely confident.
Oh,
They're
feeling
they're
themselves.
going 2-0 the next couple
yeah.
of weeks. Hey, they may be right. Look, how I feel about the kill zone.
You can't rule out the kill zone, period.
Cannot
That's
rule
just the
out
way it
any
goes.
of them.
Mhm.
Welcome in King Joshua. He gives a big Gamecocks. So that's
Yeah.
good. SC Scott guy says, God bless the owners of Sheely's Barbecue in Batesburg, Leesville. The Boy Scouts eat for free. I took the troop there and they destroyed the buffet. Sweet. Thanks, SC Scout guy. Like I said, you're a real blessing to those kids doing what you do for them, and certainly have nothing but respect for that. Tiffany hopes they see a couple of wide receivers today. Yeah, me too. I mean, look, you don't want to start creating a narrative for a number of reasons that they don't really complete passes to their receivers very often. Because receivers want to catch passes. And Carolina's done a great job recruiting in that spot. They got another good one coming in. You don't want to leave any doubt about it. Now, you're never going to coach a football game based on stats, right? Like going, oh, well, let's force this or force that. That will get you beat. I don't care who you're playing. I've never heard of anybody you want it to come naturally and evolve, but absolutely, Tiffany. I mean, all those guys, Brian Rowe, Malik Clark, Donovan Murph, Jared Brown, who hopefully he's ready to go, and all that good stuff. Matt says, would love for the defense to not allow a touchdown again. Limited plays, they'll bust on D. Maximize spreading the ball around on offense and explosive plays. Cam mentions Jawarn Howell. That's not lost on me. He's playing his former team. I'd love to see him get carries. I'm still really high on him, but we'll see. Hopefully, I don't think we've heard the last of Jawarn Howell at South Carolina. I think it's going to be one of and man, you know what? Carolina's 2 starting running backs are combined 50 years old. Top 2 running backs are kind of 50. Like Attaway, I believe Attaway. Well, wait a minute. Attaway said he's 24 the other day. Faison is 25.
Not yet 25. Yeah.
So they're a year like combined, a year older than I am, Phil.
I know. I was just sitting here doing that math. I'm like,
old man football. There it is.
Old man.
Old man football. So that's good. All right. So what's next? Uniforms?
I think we do. Yeah.
Uniforms are always next. It's the whimsical uniform. And I guess we're going to have to guess, as we will with later kickoffs, because they have a strategy, folks, I guess, to release stuff. So, yeah. So let's hit the uniforms.
It's the highlight of our day before our cocks go out to play. What are we gonna wear? What are we gonna wear? Will it be garnet? Will it be black? Will it be both or a throwback? It doesn't matter, but they say you must look good when you go play. So what are we gonna wear today?
All right, not very many different combinations, I guess, when you have it. You got 3 colors, so that means you have a total of 6 different uniform combinations. Yeah, well, you got 3 colors, and then you got 3 articles, so you tack on another 36 different uniform combinations.
You are the math genius, Philip. I cannot. If it's a multiple of 7, like football, I can come up with it quick.
Yeah, those are good. Those are easy. I got those nailed.
Multiples of 7, great. All right, so rumor has it black garnet.
Black garnet.
Black helmets, garnet.
I don't.
And
mind.
they've busted those out quite a bit under Beamer. The kid. And keep in mind too, like it doesn't matter. As the song says, doesn't matter what they say, you must look good if you go play. Well, looking good means the players like it, you know.
Right.
I mean, it doesn't matter what we think. and most schools too, like that don't have like a traditional uniform look. And they're kind of, Oregon's one of them, it doesn't really have. I mean, there's some schools that have traditional uniforms that win. There's some schools that don't that win. So it doesn't matter. But I believe, black garnet will be the call. That's my prediction. Please, somebody's going to say, as Bruin always does, J.C. Sherbert reports factually that this is happening.
I don't even want to put it out there right now because it's like.
Tiffany has a funny. She said, that combo makes us look like an open sore playing on the field. She's like, but if the players like it, then fester on, fellas.
Fester on.
Fester on. I love it. Tiffany says she does like the black. I like the look last week with the Gamecocks across the jersey.
That was nice last week.
In the dome. It made me like I was a Falcons fan before I became a Bears fan. And I just remember the Falcons had red uniforms when I started following them. And then Jerry Glanville came and they switched to the black. And then when they moved into the Georgia Dome, I always thought that was a cool look for them. So maybe it was in Atlanta or whatever. But I thought that was a good look, especially up against the orange of Virginia Tech that looked like Oklahoma State. But we'll see. But I think that's going to be it. And they've used that uniform combo quite a bit under Beamer. And some of the bigger wins around here too, Phil.
Yeah.
Had that uniform combo. So I like that. I think the Old Dominion game had that uniform combo too last year, which we would all like to forget. So Cam adds he wants to see him throw the script Carolina on the front every now and then. On the front of the uniform?
On the front.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that would be nice. I'd like that. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing, I'm going to go uniform geek real quick. Just to tell you, wouldn't mind seeing script Carolina across the front. And then the Palmetto, like what they have in the end zone now, the Palmetto and garnet helmet. That'd be pretty slick.
Yeah,
I think. But maybe Nike will get them some better alternate uniforms than Under Armour did. So we'll get that. Carolina relatively healthy heading into this game. I think heading out of this game, that's going to be very important. You don't want to have a bunch of unnecessary injuries. That means you need to go take care of business, and you get to play everybody, and everybody's happy and healthy as you head into SEC play next week. But what I do want to get into is the injury report, which is a little bit better today than last week. Although I did tell you about Shed Surratt. I know I backed off a little bit on it. I hadn't gotten on the bigspur.com. Like I've been all over it this morning. So I didn't know if my guys had reported it or not. And so I was like, I don't know if I should maybe I'll just, because the last thing I want is the members over there to say, well, what did he say? Why is he doing it there, not here? We pay him. Right. And many of you are members, and I'm very cognizant of that. But somebody had to call that. So anyway, we got injury information. Let's hit it.
Injury. He's got a shoulder, hip, or knee. So we will see what's up with these injuries. Will we have a healthy team? The coach play coy and it's just a dream. Who will see the field today? Who is gonna play?
Injuries.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're right. So what do I like Collier? I know.
Collier's
knee,
out.
Yeah, out.
And this
And
is beyond
ear.
like people still ask about Jalen Brown and George. Jalen, just shelve them.
Yeah.
Unless we hear different. But George Wilson, Kobe Saki-Pra, Zabari Sandy, I don't think anywhere close to coming back. Now watch him go out there and play and have 2 interceptions. Who knows? But so here's the deal. Like Surratt's back.
Good.
However, he mentioned Kilgore's out today, and then they'll hold JT Gear as well. Hopefully, this thing with JT is temporary. I think everybody expects both of those guys back at least by Missouri, but probably next week against Vandy.
But you
JT had a really good game. Did you hear Strickland talk about like it wasn't just the play he got the sack on? There were some other plays where he lit people up. That's the guy that I saw at Syracuse. That's the guy who was supposed to start in 2023. He's hadn't been healthy. He didn't have any injury issues at Syracuse, I don't think, not to my knowledge. So kind of hated it for him last week, to be perfectly honest. But those guys are down, so you'll see some other folks in there today. And we'll see kind of how they all do. Jalen Kilgore's been nursing a hamstring all fall camp. He played last week, and they moved Cisse down in some. It would not surprise me to see his snaps a little bit limited today because hamstring. Sometimes you don't want to re-injure that.
Yeah.
I think they'll slide Cisse down. That'll mean Miles Norwood or Vicar. Yeah, Miles Norwood would come in at corner. It wouldn't surprise me to see that happen today with him. Anyone else that has some bumps and bruises, they're not going to take a lot of chances with.
No.
So,
nor should you today. I mean, if anybody's near questionable, just let them sit. Let them sit.
Yeah, and so Gerald Kilgore got shaken up during the game last week too, but I think he's going to be fine. Good. But Tiffany says, "Well, JT, is his wrist broken or just a sprain?" I believe it's just a sprain. So
I don't think they'd say he'd be back if it were broken. I don't know. This game,
or it would be like 6 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Jalewis Solomon got mentioned this week as far as getting out there and playing some. And Clayton White said they love him as a player. He's just been behind other players, so a good opportunity for him to get going. Lance Latte Lance in the daggum Nana Sports chat box. I know Lance is getting started to rock.
Yeah, that's right. It's time. I don't think. I don't know if he's going to the game today or not. I can't remember. I don't think they are. Sure.
Oh, okay. I don't know either. So anyway, that's the injury report. Like I said, it wouldn't surprise me to see some of these guys with lingering issues not play a whole lot. But again, like I said all week, it's hard when you do it like we do every day for one team to not start talking about like who's going to like Nick. I'll still never forget Nick Saban's he said shit through a 10 horn speech that he made about. So how do you know they're going to play this team? You don't remember the Georgia Southern game, and he just got, so that's been in my mind all week as far as like, don't get into like, oh, will the backups play or whatever. But I can tell you this, I'd be totally stunned and flabbergasted and would think he's probably like one that's nursing an injury if Luke Doty's not in the game for Lenoris if the time comes where they take Lenoris out.
Yeah.
And some people are like, why don't you just play, South Carolina State's, if you're ahead, why don't you just play the other guys to get them valuable reps? Well, it's because Luke Doty hadn't played quarterback in a couple of years in a game. So if he's number two, and he is, he's number two, folks. There's not going to be and I said I could maybe see it happening if, like say, Lenoris was out for a couple of games or long term. Maybe they'd go to Aaron Noland or Cutter Woods. No, they're not. It's Luke Doty, unless one of those guys just comes a million miles. Maybe not 1 million, but I think Luke needs reps. Now, Beamer and company, they'll flat out start throwing third and fourth team quarterbacks out there too. Like Dante Reno took snaps last year, that kind of thing. So
yeah,
and they'll get an opportunity.
Yeah, plenty of time. And if they're fourth on the depth chart, you're not really worried about having to use them in more than 4 games. So let this be one of their 4. Get out there and throw it around.
Yeah, I would love for Carolina to be up enough where Lenore's doesn't play after halftime. Doty gets 2 or 3 drives, and Air and Cutter get drives, and they're handing the ball to Bradley Dunn at the end of the game with Jimmy Francis. Jimmy Francis out there throwing it around. My Irish Catholic friends in Chicago were like, "Oh, you mentioned Jimmy Francis. Jimmy Francis, huh? That's a good Irish name. But that's not like a last name. That's a first. That's the
first
name.
and middle.
Your mother says.
Yeah, that's right.
O'Halloran. Jimmy Francis O'Halloran. You watch your mouth.
That's right.
So anyway, Max says he's ready to see Matthew Fuller. Enough talk about what he can do. Time to see what he will do. Yeah, keep in mind, Mac Lee. He's last year he's a freshman. But I'm with you. I want to see him.
Same.
I'm with you. But there is time. So Lance wants to see Cutter Sunshine. We all know, everybody knows, right? I'm pretty sure everybody knows Sunshine remember the Titans is Ronnie Bass that played at Carolina, who I believe actually I read before the Virginia Tech game, that game that the last time they won in Atlanta in '76,
he was the quarterback. Yeah,
dude,
I know. He was the quarterback.
Sunshine Ronnie Bass. So Jeff says not much going on with the noon games. The Cy Hawk Trophy doesn't get you excited.
That's about the only one that I'm really
Festival of Corn.
Interested.
The Children of the Corn. That's a scary ass movie, by the way. Lance has already had his breakfast beer at 10:10 Eastern.
Oh, I held off on mine. I figured I'd get through the show first.
Heck, if they're going to Spartanburg, you just sit around and get belligerent.
Right.
On the porch. What's up with your beacon and pikes now?
They get home, there's a half bottle of liquor and 1,000 beer cans laying everywhere.
Spread out all the. You look like that movie Flight with Denzel Washington, where they had to call John Goodman to get him away. I've had a long week. I may call an audible and maybe do something like that myself. Who knows?
Yeah, but if I start tweeting random things at midnight tonight, you'll know exactly what happened.
Jacob's 3 deep already. Kickoff's not till 7, guys.
Well, pace yourself, y'all. Pace yourself.
Although I will say this, one of the longest days I ever had at Williams-Brice, is proud of myself because it was kind of like I do now. I've gone from a couple of times a weeker to like a once every couple of weeker. Mm-hmm. I was kind of a once a monther then, but in 01 game day came to Columbia for a 7:45 kickoff against Spurrier and the Gators. First time they'd ever been there. We got up at 7 a.m., packed a tailgate, got some tiki torches. Made an event out of it, had a parking spot at the fairgrounds, walked the game day. The fairgrounds were not beautiful like they are now. Back then, just a field. Walked the game day, started then, kept right on trucking up through the kickoff, and I think we ended up leaving at halftime because the game got out. Drew says you can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning.
That's true. You're already behind.
Tommy wants to see a lead blocker today. I promise you it's coming.
Yeah, and I want to see the running back follow the lead blocker and not try to run through the mess up the middle.
Yeah, absolutely. Jeff may meet Dale Murphy today, one of my childhood heroes.
No, what?
Dale Murphy. Harrison says mix in a water or two. Shout out Mike Yuva, works for the Chanticleers now. That's his thing. I can't take that. All right, so we're going to hit a short break and start thinking. I know some of you may be petty. I know I am sometimes. Think of the most petty thing, petty superstition you could possibly have about today's game. It's easy to get petty about today's game because we're sitting there talking about. I'm trying not to. I'm sitting there going, well, gosh, I hope 8 receivers catch a pass and things like that. That's right. Against LSU, I'm like, just win the Deckham game.
That's right. Yeah, today's like, how many guys do we want to see that we want red shirt at the end of the year?
Jacob says he's going to get in a nap. Well, he works at night. So you just got off work. You have an after work beer right now.
Oh, that makes sense.
There's I'll say this real quick story that's irrelevant to everything. But there's a bar called The Whistle over near where Nat's mom lives. It's open way early in the morning. When I first moved here, nobody was open for brunch on Saturdays but them, and they open at like 5 a.m. I don't think they close. And there's a hospital near there. And dude, you would be surprised at 7 a.m. on a Saturday morning. There's 135 nurses and doctors in there that had just gotten off their shift, pounding Bloody Marys and beer. I'm like, whoa, dog.
Hold on.
They have a hell of a bologna sandwich.
Hey,
you wouldn't think Chicago you'd have a great, but they have a hell of a bologna
bet they
sandwich.
do. I bet they do it up real thick too. Like,
dude, it's good.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
it's good.
Mm.
Thirsty Fellow near their basketball arena in Columbia. Good bologna sandwich there as well. They're nice supporters of Garnet Trust and all that good stuff. Okay, break time. Start being petty, folks. Just petty, petty, petty. What is your superstition? What is your small thing? And we'll rock and roll after this.
Morning, Carl. Usual?
Yeah.
Your oldest was in here the other day. Said the two of you took a trip down to my neck of the woods. How'd that go?
You might as well give me one of those Carolina cars while you're at it.
I knew I liked that one.
Yeah.
There you go, my friend.
Thanks.
Hey, Carl. Congratulations.
See you tomorrow, Freddie.
You bet.
Mike here for one of the better dining options in the capital city. You know, when I first moved there, I asked people around the radio station, where are the best wings? Well, the consensus was D's Wings. That was then. Today, they still have the best wings, but it's so much more. Now in their new location at 415 Meeting Street in West Columbia, yeah, they get voted the best wings on a routine basis. Yes, they get voted the best sports bar on a routine basis, but they're not just about wings, and really, they're not just a sports bar. It is a family-run local restaurant and bar with 20 TVs and 25 beers on tap. And how about these daily specials? Every Monday night at D's, you've got 75-cent wings from 4 until closing. Tacos on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, 18 wings and a pitcher of beer for $29. You've also got ribs and oyster bucket specials on Thursday. And no matter how big the party is, 20 or more, no problem. Just call ahead of time and they'll take terrific care of you. They'll do takeout as well. And guess what? A human will answer the phone and take the order. Billy and his staff do an outstanding job. Check out D's 415 Meeting Street in West.
I hope our jerseys aren't too loose and cocky turns to the east from the cockaboose. Hope the mini mart has that lucky German beer, and on TV they show 2001 and our elite pregame atmosphere. These things really might seem sort of petty. Damn it, they're the things that get me ready. One small thing helps me feel good about the game. One small thing, not the game plan, heat or rain. I have to go and wash my lucky socks before I can feel good about the Cocks. One small thing helps me feel good about the game. One small thing, not the game plan, heat or rain.
All right, we are back here inside the Gamecocks, the Tailgate Show. One small thing. What's the most petty or trivial or minuscule little thing that you feel is going to just deep inside you, JC, will turn the tide if you don't or do one thing or the other? I don't know. I'm trying to think today. I haven't really come up with anything today.
You drink a case of beer,
right? I know.
You're going to stack all your beer cans on one corner.
On one corner of the table. I thought. I also thought about. I was like, well, I'm not going to use my usual setup outside like I normally do. I'm going to run to the store in between my afternoon obligation in the game and pick up a new television. So I don't know. That's still on the table. I might just get new TV for a new home stretch here.
Yes, that's good. New TV, not bad at all. I'm gonna probably look at my oldest stepson when I see him, because I'll do this from time to time, and I think the Gamecocks are undefeated when I do it. And I'm kind of like Spurrier when I say it. I'm like, Caden, are you fired up for Carolina football?
You fired?
No, and he has no idea if
Right.
they're even playing. He's not into sports at all. You fired up for Gamecock football? And he's like, I don't know. And I think with me doing that little thing, I think I'm 5-0. I think the Gamecocks are 5-0. But yeah, it's one of those funny things. But I may do that or not. Pimp on the Blimp says wrong shirts.
Wrong shirts.
All right, so here are some one small things. The Queen of the Cocks says, my dogs wear a Carolina shirt for every game. Last week, they had to take them off after the safety. I had my dog wear a Carolina shirt one time, and they started losing, and I threw it away, and he's never worn one again. I feel you there.
Yeah, I had a guy run up to it next and pull up next to me at the game Sunday. He was like, "Oh, we're doing good. I'm going to stay here." And then he hung around for about 15 minutes. Something bad happened, and off he went.
Off he went, dude. Yeah. Those are the one small things. Rust Boy said he was standing for the first drive last weekend, sat down for the following drives, had to find a balance until Nick halted him for 64 standing. It's a neurotic battle, go Cox. Yes, Rust Boy. Yes.
I love it. I like to stand. I'm more cognizant of that when I'm in the stands, because I don't want to obstruct the people behind us. But we had the perfect setup for us last time because
there was nobody
the whole time. Nobody's behind me. Nobody's like, don't tall us.
Stand whatever. PJ says I wear the same shorts and underwear for every game day, and if I'm watching the game somewhere other than my house and we start losing, I'm going home to watch it. Dude, look, that's not bizarre behavior, sir.
No.
But yeah, Russ Boy says back during my high school athletic heyday, I was a Lucky Socks guys too. There's magic in socks. I always lose socks, so if I had a pair of Lucky Socks, my luck would run out. Some would say I don't really have much luck anyway. So. PJ stands up at the TV the whole game. Harrison said 2022 after Tennessee win, I put on the exact clothes I wore for that game in a bag in my room and put on the exact same thing for Clemson the next week, and that trick worked. Good.
Yeah.
Queen cannot sit down during the game unless Carolina's up 30 points.
We're doing our part.
Harrison said the only time he's ever done the dirty clothes thing, had to do my part to put it into that god-awful losing streak we had against the Upstate.
That's right. Sometimes you just got to put on a dirty pair of socks, man.
James mentions one big thing that makes South Carolina State fans feel welcome. Yeah, man. Make them feel welcome. I mean, look, there's no need to boo South Carolina. Well, I don't know. I'm not going to get into the booing. Because, okay.
In game's different, but around beforehand,
it's a message board thing too. It's like, please do not boo, and it's people just start picking up random things and put a post on the Big Spur. Please do not boo Cocky. Blah 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 blah. Please do not boo this team, because somebody said, please do not boo Clemson or somebody like that. It was way 20 years ago when that was a thing. Pimp on a Blimp says he's superstitious as hell. Or maybe he's talking about somebody. But yeah, I mean, there's no sense in, being D-bags to a FCS program in your state that's coming in.
But really, save that. There's plenty of opportunities to, win all 50 of the Vanderbilt fans.
Yeah, save that for Vandy. Those people are crazy. Aiden Gibson from Woodruff, according to Roger, got a scare last night, got injured on a touchdown, but came back after halftime and ripped off a long touchdown run. Aiden Gibson was the 4-star running back from Woodruff, Carolina's offer for 2027 class. He was in Atlanta last week for the game. Jeff has a lucky Gamecock shirt. And when he say lucky, it's 4 or 5 games above 500. That's pretty lucky.
Yeah, you can take that.
The overall record. Speaking of, before we get to one big thing and wrap things up here on the Tailgate Show, inside the Gamecocks Tailgate Show, each and every Saturday with the Mad Dog and myself, JC Sherbert, right here. It's a fun show. Like I said, think it's the first time I'm putting this on the pod. So the podcast audience is about to get, by the way, Johnsonville won. Congratulations, Lance.
3-0.
3 in a row for the Golden Flashes. So it's supposed to be kind of whimsical and light. So there you go. That's kind of the way it goes. And we did it live from Atlanta last week. It was a lot of fun. Got to see Krager and Lance. Folks from our Nana Sports chat box. Also, the Nana Sports chat box is wide open. Don't forget also tomorrow night, Rooster Rant and SEC Sunday night. Right here, YouTube, Chief Sports app, X, all that good stuff. Gonna Rooster Rant, Matt and Alex will go through the South Carolina State game, maybe peek ahead to Vandy. SEC Sunday night's going to take you around the SEC. Relevant games today, folks. Phil, Missouri, Kansas.
Yeah, that's
a war.
Conference, but that's a good one. Yeah,
that's a war. That's
a border
war.
Border.
Well, they hate each other. I mean, people ask. Missouri doesn't know who their rival is because they only played Arkansas like 4 times.
Right.
Despite the campuses being super close, they only played like 4 times before the SEC was like, let's make this the red line rivalry, folks. Okay. And there's not enough animosity built up, even though that's like the battle for the Ozarks, definitely, right?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that's a Mizzou or Arkansas. I mean, you're either a Missouri. And basketball, they had a little bit of a thing going. But Kansas, they hate Kansas. And they have like a semi-border battle with Illinois. And that's even more of a basketball thing. That's why people are like Missouri fans, like South Carolina is our rival. Really?
Right.
I know the trophy means so much to Drinkwitz.
Oh my God!
All his trophy,
that Mayor's Cup
trophy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they've got a big one against as an actual traditional rival. That there's a lot of history there.
I'd imagine there's a trophy here too.
Yeah, and then tonight Vanderbilt plays Virginia Tech. I've been talking about that all off season. I homer if you do, homer if you don't. I don't know what the better outcome is for Carolina. I just know Carolina better come prepared to play next week. In the SEC opener, because even if don't get overconfident if the kill zone gets killed. Because it's every week's different, and you got to prepare for Vanderbilt these days. That's the key. Prepare. Get going. The Georgia game against Austin P. Damn, Kirby. Open with rebuilding Marshall, and now you got the Governors coming down from taking the last train from Clarksville. They play Tennessee next week, if I'm not mistaken, in Knoxville. That game's been moved back to 2:30 because of anticipated weather in the Athens area. And yes, in the chat box, Kentucky is talking. Kentucky is talking. Kentucky game is a flex, but it's 3:30 or night. Missouri also is flex 3:30 or night. Vandy is at 7 or 7:30. Depending on the network. I think that probably depends, Phil, if Vanderbilt wins or not tonight. If it wins, it'll probably be on 7 on ESPN. If they lose, 7:30 SEC network. Regardless, it's a night game. So,
yeah. I mean, either way, it's only a 30-minute swing there. So
Vandy has not won a night game in Columbia since 1999, and that score was 11-10.
So maybe we hope they lose, and then it's a 7:30 game on the conference network, or half an hour later. A little darker, a little earlier.
Get it dark. So anyway, so that's good. Harrison said, "I don't think we've played Missouri at night out there since the Connor Shaw comeback." Let me think. 17 was a night game, but it was early, so it wasn't dark. But because I remember I watched it, we had a setup in the backyard in Greenville, and I remember watching it, and it was dark outside by the time it was over. So that was a night.
Was that 4:30
night kickoff? Like back in 23, the last time they went out there, at Missouri, out on the road at night.
Yeah.
I don't. Let me think. Back then, I think 17 was at night out there. 19 was a 4 o'clock. 21 was at night. Remember? That game sucked.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Carolina was coming off the Florida win, and Missouri's defense was supposed to be terrible, and they went out there and put up 220 yards. That's when that was one of those evil mad scientist games.
Yeah.
So anyway, but that's the deal there. I'm trying to think of any more house cleaning. Yeah, Virginia Tech Vandy's tonight. Oh God, I just got an email, Phil. Number one, Davy. Speaking of old baseball, Jeff will remember this. Davy Johnson, who I remember was the manager of the 87, 88, 86 Mets that lost to the Red Sox. Mookie Wilson was on that team. No, did they beat the Red Sox or lose the Red Sox? The Mets won the World Series that year, didn't they? Anyway, Davy Johnson was the manager. He passed away at 82 today, unfortunately. So for you baseball folks, you'll remember that. So I get this email from the ACC network. Stacked Saturday lineup. Football emoji kicks off now on ACCN. Football Saturday, catch week 2 gridiron action. Settle in for a full day of ACC football, including games featured number 14, Florida State, number 8, Clemson, and an ACC SEC showdown in prime time. And so they start off ACC huddle at 10. I mean, that's good. So here's the lineup with which they speak. Noon, East Texas A&M at Florida State. Yay. 3:30.
Struggle in that. Wouldn't that be the most funny thing, though? Like, could you imagine what things would be like in Tuscaloosa if Florida only wins that game by like a touchdown?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Lord God. 3:30 p.m. Troy at Clemson. And then the primetime game, the SEC ACC battle. Whenever you're talking about an SEC ACC battle, and the team you're mentioning is Vanderbilt. I mean, look, we know Vanderbilt is much better and really good, a good football team, and we know it's going to be a tough game for Virginia Tech. But when that's part of your hook. And then I remember, these folks are having to share like their good games of their inventory with the CW. But I just thought, I was like, look,
I don't even know if I can watch the CW because I have YouTube TV. I don't even know if I could.
Maybe, yeah. You have to
I don't know.
But the CW streaming service.
Yeah, okay.
I got the CW confused with the WB one day, and I kept talking about that frog over and over. The frog's never been on the CW. No. Anyway, I thought it's like all the action today. I was like, whoa, that's quite a lineup there.
Do you think Boston College at Michigan State is enough to turn on your free Peacock trial this evening?
Hey, I got that with Verizon. They just gave it to me.
Here, take
Do I have to?
Take this.
Yeah. Do I have to take Peacock?
Are you sure?
Anyway, Queen of the Cock says he misses Chick-fil-A biscuits. Oh, yeah, Chick-fil-A is not too close to us either. So anyway, let's hit the one big thing and get on out.
It's time to get real. JC and Phil. One big thing about today's Carolina kid. One big thing, some of them are all the same.
All right, our one big thing here is South Carolina State heads into town. 7:00 tonight at Williams-Brice. JC, for me, it's like it's like any of these like early FCS lower level opponent games. I have two big things. Don't get hurt. Injury free, both sides. Don't want to see anything like that. And then after that, I think you need a little style here. I think if you have the opportunity to continue to move the ball and score the ball, you do that until such time as you feel comfortable putting in your second and third team guys to get reps late. Like I'd love a scenario where Lenore Sellers doesn't play after halftime. I'd love a scenario where, none of the three running backs on the depth chart play after halftime. Nick Harbor, get him out of there, but keep the O-line in. I think they would benefit from 3 full quarters. And, if things don't go sideways, but that's it. No injuries. And you need I'd like to see a little flashy scoreboard today.
South Carolina is ranked in the top 10, not in a poll that's not in the preseason. Because we know what happened in 14. Inside the top 10 for the first time since 2013. It's 12 years. It's been a dozen years since the South Carolina football program has played a football game ranked as a top 10 team, that not in the based on something that team has done and not preseason. Play like it. Play like it. Play like a top 10 football team today, and that is all encompassing with all that we've been saying and all y'all out there have been saying all week. VJ with a run it up. Yeah, you know, they're not going to run it up unreasonable. Like,
No, I mean, you don't.
They're
need
all
to-
friends there, but it's not.
It doesn't need to
But
be
yeah,
like
I mean,
77
you
to
keep
you know.
playing. Yeah, you just keep on playing, play your backups and see what happens. But so that's, you know, go play like it. And that includes the cleanup. That includes all the things we talk about: offensive line, distributing the ball, explosive plays. Let's go play like a top 10 team. It's your home opener. This is the only home opener you'll have all year. It's the only like first chance the fans will get to see your team play another team this year. They have to wait till the Miami game next year. God, that's going to be, it's either going to be a scary opener or not, or one that's like, you know, depending on what happens at Miami, you know, but go play like a top 10 team. That's it today. And that, like I said, encompasses everything. Be the most excited to play. Shout out Mike Leach. Get out there and do it. I'm sure they'll go play and be excited to get back to Williams-Brice Stadium tonight. So that concludes the tailgate show for today, Phil. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Also those that are listening on the Inside the Gamecocks podcast channel, we certainly appreciate you. You're probably checking it out on the way to the stadium. Like I said, with the later kickoffs, we'll probably, you know, the new kickoffs, and those are set. It's Oklahoma, Clemson, and Texas A&M. Likely will not do it for those games because you're not going to listen anyway. But for these that are the morning kickoffs at 7, absolutely.
Yeah, we can get the pod up. That'll work.
Oh, yeah. So for the Mad Dog, Phil Mullinax, this is JC Sherbert. Enjoy game day, everybody. And we will holla at you on Monday. Don't forget Rooster Rant tomorrow night if you can't wait to talk about it. We'll see you then. Have a great day, everyone.